Hi everyone, it's Grace from 7X Ventures. Thanks for staying inside instead of going outside to social. And today, my talk is going to be about restaking in a modular world, but I changed the name to multi-role world, because modular is quite sensitive right now. And this is related to my latest research, and also I will talk about the new idea I'm thinking about in the last slide. Okay, then before diving into restaking, the first question I think it should be about what middleware or infrastructure we need in a multi-rollup world. And from my perspective, I categorize them into three types. First is rollup security, and this is kind of the foundation. And there's an interesting fact that yesterday, Bartek on the AVIL activity asked if you are willing to put large amount of your savings on Ethereum, and a lot of people said yes. But then when he asked, are you willing to put a large amount of your savings on the rollups, then nobody said yes. So I think although rollup is inferior, inherits security from Ethereum, but we still need to solve the rollup security problem further. And the second part is about rollup cost analysis. Although there are many rollups coming up, but if we are envisioning a multi-rollup world with hundreds or even thousands of rollups, then we need to even further lower the rollup cost, as developers would just choose between launching a rollup versus launching a smart contract. So there are more opportunities to diving into this area. And the third part is about the rollup interrupt problem, which is obvious. If we have many rollups, then we definitely need to balance the customizability of the rollup and the interrupt problem. Yeah, and because it's just a 10-minute talk, I can dive into many details, but I will give a high-level conclusion of each part. First is the rollup security part. I break down all the security assumptions into each cycle or each section in the transaction cycle of the rollup. And there are still many parts that we can improve. For example, we might need more liveness and censorship resistance in both the transaction submission part and the ordering part. And also the math protection scheme is not ready yet. And for the DA layer, we might need more secure solution compared to DAC, which is also more scalable than the Ethereum DA solution. And for the settlement part, neither the ZK proof or the fraud proof is already fully functional, so we still need more solutions. And also we are counting on the security of the bridge contract on the layer 1. And there are a lot of security issues that can be reinforced or improved. And luckily, there are many solutions that have already shown up. And I categorize them into two main parts. First is just use the magic of decentralization. For example, share sequencer. We can improve liveness and censorship resistance in this way. And the second, we can also use the magic of cryptographic magic. For example, KZG and DAS in the latest DA solution. So there are two main parts. And if you want to dive in more details, I will launch the article in next week. So feel free to catch up. And the second part is about the rollup cost analysis part. Rollup has a lot of costs, including the one-time initial development and deployment fee, and also there are ongoing costs, including the revenue part and the expenses part. And I break down each part and try to summarize all the solutions right now. And there can also be categorized into two main parts. First is co-aggregating with other rollups to share fees or harness economic of scale. For example, if you are launching a rollup using Polygon SDK or Sovereign rollups, then you can aggregate your CK proof with other rollups to share the verification cost. And the second part is you can just delegate certain tasks to some sophisticated service providers, which is to capitalize on the principle of division of labor. For example, it would be way cheaper to use a RAS other than you are launching the rollup by yourself, figuring out all the puzzles there. And the third part will be about the rollup interrupt problem. And this is kind of a big problem, so it makes up a large part of my article. But there are mainly three problems. One is the fragmentation problem, which is obvious. And the second would be about the extensible problem. Launching a rollup is permissionless, but if you want to get included into a mainstream bridge, it's not that permission, so it's kind of a problem. And the third part is about the user experience problem. Like for users, they want both secure and fast bridging experience. And you can see that there are different finality stages for ZK rollups and optimistic rollup, and they're still quite long. However, there are many solutions here to solve this problem, to shorten the finality time and also improve the security level. For example, the latest CK fraud-proof solution. And also, you can, after the sequencing is posted to the DA layer, you can add a CK proof to prove the correctness of the execution to give a higher guarantee. And also, like, you can also use the economic incentive scheme, which is, for example, you can ask the sequencer to make additional promise that he will like include your transaction in the way he promised and also is correct. And also, for example, you can wait for enough eigenlayer your staker nodes to promise they will have the correct execution in the future. And also, there's the worst one is to trust and pay more to the centralized third party, but it's also part of the solution. Yeah, and this three main parts is kind of the infrastructure that we think might need in the future for a multi-rollup world with thousands of hundreds of rollups. And like the next part question is about like where restaking fits in. And to simply answer it, like restaking can fit in most of the landscape, except for like some solutions are related to cryptographic solution. And like you can see now, like there are already many solutions coming up in this landscape using eigenlayers magic. But I think there are still many blanks in the landscape. And I think we can envision a future with more restaking solutions coming out. For example, maybe we can have a decentralized RPC network launching for restaking, or like a decentralized prover network. So I think this landscape is going to be filled up with more eigenlayer projects in the future. And as I mentioned, like there are two main directions of solution. Sorry. Can I go back? There are two main directions. One is about the cryptographic solution, like using ZK or TEE and so on. And the second is about like using the magic of, yeah, thank you. Is using the magic of economic mechanism like eigenlayer. And these two main solutions have many directions to be compared, and this is the latest research I'm working on. I will compare these two kinds of major solutions in different directions, like for example, security and time lag and cost setup barrier readiness and so on. But like it's time limited, so I won't dive into many details. And if you are in the realm of modular or ZK, or you are interested in any parts of the talk of the topic, feel free to discuss with me. And if you enjoy this kind of lower case research, feel free to follow me and 7X Ventures on Twitter. Thank you.